I love Power Rangers. Every 90s kid remembers the Power Rangers. But do you remember the ones that haunted your after-school memories? That's right. Today I am focusing on Power Rangers villains, and this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to bring back a lot of memories and brings us back in a time machine to the 90s. Let's talk about Lord Zedd's explosive muscles, Goldar's demonic armor, Scorpina's deadly beauty, Finster, the quiet sculptor of nightmares. Today, I am taking these villains from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, reimagining them if they are in my style, drawn in my very detailed style. This is going to be a lot of fun. Hi, my name is James Reyes. I am the box office artist, 25 years as a professional artist, former Marvel artist, former DC artist, working on things like Power Rangers. No, I never worked on Power Rangers. I got Power Rangers on the brain. Working for Wonder Woman, Hulk, Birds of Prey. I worked on Star Wars Tales. I worked on City of Heroes. I worked on all sorts of comics, especially Transformers. I'm probably mostly known as a Transformers artist, but also I worked 10 years in film, working on films like Watchmen, Percy Jackson, Underworld, and 12 years on YouTube now, over 1 million subscribers. So really long storied career in art. And today I am drawing characters that inspired me to be an artist in the first place. On this channel, I am now focusing on cartoons, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s even, some of my favorite cartoons, and drawing them in my style and having a lot of fun doing it as well. Do you love to draw these characters? Do you love these characters? Well, why don't you draw them, share them with me on social media so that I could see them as well, and let me know in the comments down below what other characters you would like to see me draw. Now let's talk about these bad guys. When I was a kid, these guys were just so cool, okay? And the designs were so awesome, okay? I was a big fan of them. Like Lord Zedd's anatomy looks biomechanical, pure 80s horror, but really cool at the same time. You know, you guys know I love the big muscles, and talk about exposed muscles. And then we got Goldar, half lion, half gladiator. We got Scorpina. She was awesome, right? Finster. I always love Finster. He was the cool guy in the back, but he's always sculpting the monster. So my goal today is to give them the same level of respect and detail that we would give whenever I would draw my favorite comic book characters. That's the thing about Power Rangers. Power Rangers were so special in the 90s, and I have drawn a couple images of Power Rangers before. I just love these characters. They were so cool, okay? But even the villains, they were unforgettable. Every day after school, we'd all rush home, flip on Fox Kids, watch these monsters rise from Finster's clay, while Zedd and Rita plotted to destroy Angel Grove. I absolutely love this series. It was my childhood, and made me want to be more of a martial artist. It made me want to grow my hair long. I tried to grow my hair so it looked like Tommy. I would tie it back. Instead of Tommy, I ended up looking like Bulk, but what can you do? These characters were the reason we tuned in every week. They had presence, they had style, and they made being bad look awesome. So while I'm drawing this, why don't I tell you some facts that you might not have known about, especially Lord Zedd, because Lord Zedd is one of my favorite characters of all time. Like, he came into the world of Power Rangers in the second season, destroyed the Megazords, turned Piranha into a doomsday monster, and changed the Putties into stronger enemies with easier weaknesses, like you just had to punch the Z. What can you do? Even the kids, remember they were kids and they punched the Z? And then what can you do? They were destroyed, but it is what it is. But let's talk a little bit about Lord Zedd, one of my favorite characters. Now, Lord Zedd was the first American designed character. Now, a lot of you may know, okay, that most of the characters were taken from footage from Japanese shows, okay? But Lord Zedd was the first to be made without repurposing old footage, okay? Now, while Goldar and even Rita were Japanese copies, Lord Zedd was 100% made in the USA. Now, every shot of Lord Zedd is an American-produced one, and his character was also completely created for American audiences. Now, Lord Zedd was too intense for parents, okay? Initially, Lord Zedd's character was exactly as advertised, the Lord of Evil. He was terrifying and cruel. In the first few episodes, he did a spectacular job of making life exceedingly difficult for the Rangers. However, his character was considered by parents to be too scary for kids, okay? And Saban got quite a few complaints, so the writers started to make him a little bit goofier, which made a more lighter, more goofy Zedd that we know and love. Now let's talk about the love story. Now it's strange to think that the Master of Evil, that is Lord Zedd, would become love-struck buffoon, but that's exactly what happened in a 3-part wedding story where Rita slips Zedd a love potion after escaping banishment by Zedd, okay? Her plan was to make Zedd fall in love with her, which worked, and then chuck him like garbage, but he resists just long enough for them to force them to work together, okay? And then they became a power couple, right? Arguably the most loved villain duo in the series. Now, if you think Zed designs Nightmare Fuel, take a look at his kid. Yeah, that's right, he had a kid, if you didn't stay that long. For those of you who may not have been a fan of Power Rangers Hyperforce, Thrax may be unrecognizable in name, but he is the child of Rita and Lord Zed, okay? Thrax enters the Ranger world in Power Rangers Overdrive as a special guest villain to compete with Zed's legendary staff. Now, you might have remembered the series Power Rangers Zero, which came after the original Power Rangers series. Well, Rita makes a comment regarding Zed's grotesque appearance. Because originally, it seems like Zed had skin originally, but it burned off when he tried to take the force field-powered Zeo crystals. Now, I don't know if any of you remember the show The Masked Rider, okay? But the Masked Rider villain Count Dragon was known to be Lord Zed's greatest rival, okay? Nobody knows why they're rivals, okay? But it turns out that they grew up to hate one another. There's a lot of crossover with all these things. Masked Rider, VR Troopers, all of them. There was some sort of crossover. Now, Lord Zed was originally meant to be unalived, okay? At the end of Power Rangers in Space, he was meant to be unalived like the other characters there. When Zordon would explode the Z-Wave, he would cause all evil life forms to disappear entirely. However, at the last minute, Fox producers decided to turn them into humans, okay? To people, okay? And they did a little dance at the end. I remember that. In fact, Lord Zed became an archaeologist, okay? And an all-around good guy. But when he finds out evidence of his past life, of course, he became seduced by power, became a bad guy again. But that's usually what happens to bad guys. But anyway, I went back and I revisited this piece because, again, I drew this piece live quite a few months ago. And I came back to it and I was looking at it. I thought to myself, I've been looking at a lot of the artwork I produced in the past, the early part of this year. And it's okay. It's all right. But I truly felt I could have done better. So I took a few hours, and I remember I just turned on wrestling, and I just started drawing, and I started adding way more detail to this particular piece, adding more lines, more muscle fibers, and all of that. Just took my time. When you don't have a time limit, just kind of put all my heart and soul and effort into these particular characters here, because again, and this is no lie, like Power Rangers was one of my favorite shows growing up. So I really wanted to put the effort. I really wanted to look good. So I really did want to take the time and make this piece the best it could be. And also, I wanted to color it traditionally. I did want to color it traditionally, and just to really also color it subtly. At the same time, I don't want the colors to be the story here. I want the overall artwork to be the story. And I put so much effort into the line art that I do want the line art to stand out. And saying sometimes when I color things, I notice that sometimes the line art gets drowned out. So I want to be a little bit more subtle with my colors here so that the line art will stand out and hopefully will turn into, something that's more me with the final image. Okay? So here it is. Lord Zed, Goldar, Scorpina, and Finster, the villains who terrified us as kids, now reimagined as a dark comic book legends. Now, I know that Boom Studios have been publishing Power Rangers comics for years. Some of the best artists have worked on Power Rangers, but I did want my take on these particular characters, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Drawing this piece reminded me why I fell in love with the 90s shows in the first place. They weren't just kids' cartoons. They were creative, bold, and a little... Now, if you grew up watching Power Rangers, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, who was the scariest villain for you? Was it Lord Zed, Goldar, or should I draw Rita Repulsa? Ivan Ooze, who's your favorite Power Rangers villain? Let me know in the comments down below. I might add a second piece that would attach to this piece a little bit later on, so look out for that as well. And what other 80s, 90s, 2000s villains would you like to see me draw? Let me know in the comments down below. So make sure you catch any other video that I have here linked down below. Watch all the content on my channel. Check out my live streams. And also check out my upcoming convention appearances. Maybe I will appear at a convention near you and I can meet you in person. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. Hit subscribe, hit a like. And my name is James. I am the Box Office Artist. I'm here to keep drawing. I'll see you all next time. Take care, everyone.